We're live.
Hooray!
Hello, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day, everyone. To all of you watching out there now and later for the replay. Right, Greg?
Yeah, that's right. What is it, Friday?
Friday.
I lose track.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
So hopefully everyone is enjoying themselves. You guys are having productive work weeks, and maybe you have something exciting planned for the weekend.
Always.
Do you have anything exciting planned for the weekend?
Yeah, it's called Explearning.
Exactly. It's learning every day.
Yeah.
So today's topic.
I do want to cook that banana bread.
Oh, yeah. Well, we recently made cauliflower pizza, which was amazing. We like making healthy, delicious food.
She's got a great list of recipes that we work our way through.
Yeah, I like, scouring the web and finding different delicious recipes. Yeah. And one of my favorites is from Downshiftology. So if you're interested in healthy food that's also really tasty and not a huge amount of prep time, then I would definitely recommend checking Downshiftology out. It's by this woman called Lisa Bryan. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually this cooking topic, at least, is in fact a little bit related to today's topic.
Yeah.
Which is what?
It's all about the benefits of working from home or working remotely or working from anywhere, because the reality is that this is the new normal for a lot of people, right? And we've been doing this now for a while, which I think is really fun because we enjoy it. So let's talk about the advantages and the benefits of working remotely.
Well, a little more context. It's interesting because I talked to a lot of my friends, a lot of whom have traditional jobs at large companies.
Yeah.
And a lot of those companies are planning to continue the work from home practice at least through the end of the year and potentially beyond that. And so I remember early on that sounded surprising. At this point, it seems like a lot of companies are now considering that. And even the ones that are considering more of a hybrid approach where some people are working there at the office and some are working from home, it is a hybrid, right? So not the entire staff goes in, and the remaining portion of the staff does continue to work from home. So because this continues to be something that a lot of companies are going to be doing, and because a lot of companies are actually deciding they prefer to do this,
right?
We figured we might as well talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I like about today's topic is that we and everyone else has been releasing a lot of content around the challenges of working from home, and there definitely are challenges. But we thought it'd also be fun to talk about the stuff we love about working from home.
Because there's a lot of upside,
Yeah,
right?
We love it. And yes, there are challenges, but I personally believe that the advantages outweigh the challenges. And so that's what we hope to talk about today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing? What's like one of your favorite things? If you could choose the top three.
Top three. Let's see. Well, I know for sure.
Okay.
One of them is I love to be able to play my own music.
Oh, that's a good one.
Without having to wear headphones.
Yeah.
I love that. And when I'm at the office, at least my previous job, they would have a sort of a communal speaker playing.
Yeah.
And that was nice. And my boss had a great music taste, so most of the time. At one point, he got hooked on Let It Go.
From Frozen?
From Frozen. And
that's a very
all day,
catchy song.
every day, let it go, over and over.
Love it.
And then there's the other one, the Rihanna, work, 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 work.
Subliminal message.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, he has a great taste in music generally, and we were in the entertainment business. On the other hand, I like to have my own music. And what I found when I transitioned to home, suddenly I could get through way more and get way more into my own music, right?
Yeah.
So being able to set up my own playlists and then play them on the speakers, right? You can always play music on your headphones, but then you're cut off from everything else in the house.
That's true.
Or in your office for that matter. Yeah. So I was never crazy about wearing headphones. I find them a little uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, that's a very long-winded way of saying one of the things I love is the ability to play my own music. And I think that's relevant because music can be very helpful for getting you in the groove.
Yeah.
Right? Depending on the mood, you can adjust the music to, fit accordingly. If you need to fire it up,
Definitely.
you throw on
Play
some
some
pump
Hamilton
up tunes,
or
some
some
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton.
That's such a
great
good pump
music.
up track.
And the other one I love, the one that
that
will
musical.
always get me going, is La La Land.
Oh, that's always good.
La La
too.
Land just
The
fires
opening
me up.
scene.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's all them commuting to work.
That's
So,
true. Or getting stuck in traffic.
Yeah. So that's one so far. Let's switch. I want to hear what your
Okay, so
favorite
one thing that I really love about working from home is like just getting my workout out of the way so I can do it at any time of the day that I want. And I try to do it in the morning, but sometimes if I can't get to it in the morning, then I can do it, in the afternoon. I can do it before dinner. I can do it midday. I love that flexibility of being able to really be in control of my movement schedule.
Totally.
And that's also, if I want to do a couple, like a jog around the apartment or the house, I can do that, right? If I want to go out for a brisk, safely social distanced walk, I can do that, right?
Totally. Yeah, that's
so I like
one.
that because sometimes like I'll be stuck in some like creative puzzle, and I'll need like a little bit of a breather to sort of rejuvenate, and that's a really great way for me personally to jump back into what I need to be doing.
Just getting the body moving.
Moving. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I can't really do that. Like when I was in a 9-to-5, I couldn't just like do squat, jumps or like jumping. I mean, I could, but it's like disruptive to others. Not like who cares about looking goofy? It's like the disruption that you would be incurring on other people.
Totally. No, I completely agree. I was considered a little kooky at my last office because I would, first of all, I had a standing desk there.
Right, which
was unusual. I had to actually
at the time. Because this is like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's 5 years ago, and it wasn't like the company bought it for me. I had to actually buy it and install it there. So, anyways, I would wear, I would stand at the standing desk in bare feet, and that was weird enough for
on
people.
your standing mat.
And every now and then, I just start doing like a stretching routine, and
like some downward dog.
Downward
or something.
Yeah. And some people thought that was strange. When you're at home, you can do that stuff
Whatever
with no
you want.
judgment.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I love, every 30 minutes, if you don't have a standing desk, just getting up every 30 minutes, taking
the blood flowing.
Yeah, just a light jog in place or jog around the room, jog around the house.
Yeah.
When we're working at, someone else's place, we sometimes do this, and they're like,
people look at us.
What do you do?
Funny.
We don't even realize we do it anymore.
Yeah, it's just second nature. But it's fine. If you want to look goofy, it's okay, right? If you don't want to look goofy, it's still okay because you're getting something that you want done.
Totally.
So, it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I was going to say, sort of broadly, just being able to embrace the things that make you most productive, right? The things that are healthiest for you. I like that freedom without the judgment.
Yeah.
So
I love that too.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of space.
Yeah.
For that sort of, experimentation as well, right? You can play around with what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And in our case, only you can judge me.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll like try to find different ways of, we have like a Pilates ball. And I use that for like as my seat if I want to alternate between standing and sitting. Yeah. And sometimes I'll like try to be creative in terms of like how I'm sitting. So one time, do you remember I was like balancing myself on my knees?
Oh,
and I was getting like a really good.
I was actually a little worried about that.
Well, I was getting a good core workout. So you can do stuff like that. Kind of two birds, one stone kind of thing because you're getting an ab workout and you're also working. But anyway, the point is you can experiment. I love that because it's so true. And you don't have to worry about, am I looking too weird? Or how is my boss going to interpret this?
Yeah.
But a lot of people have reported, and this is like from friends, this is from articles, this is from just people in general that I've talked to about this. They've reported increased productivity working from home.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you would think, like it's almost working from home, almost antithetical to productivity because you have all the distractions you're in. You could, if you wanted to work in your pajamas. You could, if you wanted, to work from the couch. And people do that and they can still be productive, right? I mean, I personally don't do that. Like I like to get ready. I get out of my workout clothes. I get ready. And, if I have meetings, I have to like get ready for meetings. But the point is that if you wanted to, you could, right?
Yes.
It's like you do you.
You definitely could.
Yeah.
I will say I have a strong aversion to this this image, this idea that I find the internet loves to push.
Yeah, the working from
the
bed.
working from home, you're working from your bed, you're working from your couch,
yeah.
you're in your PJs.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I'm working, I like to be at a desk. I like to be focused.
Yeah.
I want to be dressed for work.
Right. Well, because if you have to hop on a call,
Totally.
you need to be ready to be presentable.
Yeah.
Right. It's still a business. You're still doing,
Right.
professional things.
Exactly.
Right?
So there's the temptation to then, switch to casual mode, and that would be a mistake. But part of the reason I think people
Fantasize.
No, I was going to say related to what you're saying. People are saying are productive, right?
Yeah.
So the more productive working from home. Part of the reason they're probably reporting that, at least in my experience,
Yeah. What do you think?
is you can really optimize your setup for productivity, like we were saying before. And it's not just with like the stretching and the running around. It's also you have your own equipment.
That's
right?
true.
And for me, that's a big thing. I like to have a big, huge screen.
Yeah.
You might not have space
A comfortable
for
keyboard.
that at the office.
Right.
Right.
Like a
My
mouse
own
that
type of keyboard.
you like.
Exactly. I love standing desks, and it was hard to get that standing desk into my office and to fit into the
Even though
arrangement.
you funded it and everything.
Oh yeah. But it was still difficult. Whereas at home, you have way more control over your setup.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't know. I think it allows you to feel more in charge of your output.
Yeah.
Right. And your ability to perform well.
Yeah. The other thing I love is being able to walk to the kitchen and get my hot beverages. I love something warm, even in the summer, even when it's like 95 degrees, I'll still have my warm beverage because to me, like I equate that to productivity and getting in the zone and creativity. For me, those are very important things in my work and my career. And just for my own satisfaction, just feeling like I've accomplished something that day. So I like being able to walk over and I don't have to go out, to the store and to the coffee shop or to the coffee room where they may or may not have what I like to drink. So I'm on a cacao, train right now. So I really like cacao, just like pure raw cocoa, which is like the cacao version of it.
Unroasted cocoa.
Yeah.
Is
less
what,
processed,
we learned.
right? It's
cacao is unroasted. So you just hit on a big one.
Yeah.
Which is you control your pantry.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
You're not beholden to the company's decision as to what snacks are appropriate.
Yeah.
You have your own pantry. You can stock much healthier stuff, right? One of the things that bothered me in our office was the snack options tended to be on the less healthy side.
Like processed chips and things, right?
Stuff that I wasn't too into. And I didn't have enough clout to dictate what the pantry would be.
Right.
And whereas at home, I can choose to stock whatever it is I want to snack on, and it can be much healthier and stuff that keeps me more productive, right?
Yeah.
If you are eating carb-heavy snacks, that's going to pop up your energy levels, and then it's going to drop, and that's going to hit your productivity.
Exactly. You feel that crash, right?
Exactly. So if you can optimize your nutrition at home, you can do it in a way where, at least I can do it in a way where my blood sugar levels are steady, which allows for a much more constant and consistent output.
Yeah. You also save money, right? You're not commuting. You save money. You save time.
True.
Right?
Money, time,
you save money, safety. You save money by not eating lunch or going to the coffee shop. Or you eat lunch, but you eat it at home. And so when you make your own food, it tends to be more easier on the wallet, right?
Yeah, you can make your own lunches.
Yeah.
I mean, look, yes, I would definitely bring my lunch into work
economics
when I could.
Really
but
work. But then you have to prepare it. You have to think about bringing it. Like how many times I forgot my salad or my little lunchbox.
Totally.
I used to have one of those cool bento boxes, which I was super stoked about.
Yeah.
And I would bring it, but then it's the oil would spill out, even though it had its special oil container.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to Japan and we've been there a couple times, but one of our most recent trips was when we took that really fast train. And
the bullet train.
Yeah. And I remember there was this woman who had a beautiful bento box, I'm talking 5 tiers, and she had her, sushi and everything, and then she had seaweed and everything, and then she would put it to the side and have. It was so cool, and I was like, I really want my lunchbox to look like that.
Well, you actually brought up an issue,
What?
another issue with the work lunch situation, which
yeah.
is, I bring my lame ham sandwich to work, and someone else has just ordered an epic bento box or something
Buffalo
that's just
chicken
like
pizza,
buffalo chicken
which you
pizza,
love.
like smells are overwhelming,
Oh,
like
gosh.
through the office, and it smells delicious, and I'm stuck with my little lame ham sandwich, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get a slice of pizza instead, right? So
Right.
there's a lot of temptation that
that's
gets
true.
eliminated when you go home.
For sure.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So.
You do have to be regimented in terms of like not being lured into watching Netflix all day, or I don't know, maybe talking on the phone all day to your friends or doing something that would distract you. But once you have that in place, and we have a lot of tutorials and videos and web courses even about that, how to structure your day, how to create the systems that you need. Once you get past all of that, all of those challenges become, irrelevant because you've overcome them. You've surmounted those challenges, and now you can really bask in the glory that is working from home. Yeah, it's true.
It's funny. This is another thing where I think the assumption that a lot of employers have is that when their employees are working from home, that is what they'll do.
Yeah.
Right. They'll go to Netflix.
Right.
They'll be on Facebook. They won't be working.
That's interesting.
I don't really think that's played out. I think most employees still feel the same onus to be productive. Maybe in the first week that they ever work
maybe
from
it's
home,
like, oh, this
they
is
go wild.
revelatory.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a novel.
Right. But at the end of the day, we all know we have to produce.
Yeah.
We're being evaluated
You're accountable.
on our output and so forth.
You're being held accountable for
Exactly.
your output.
So I would love to see studies, but I would be surprised if that was really an issue where people were getting pulled away. But you are definitely correct that there are distractions at home that are unintentional. They're sort of benign in a sense.
Yeah.
They're certainly not intentional, right? But like you have to deal with your pet if you have a pet.
Or children,
kids,
right? When you have kids at home.
Or
That can
making
be
room for your
tricky, right?
spouse or partner or
Yeah.
roommate, right? Because you're sharing the space. There definitely are those challenges, and you're right. We have a bunch of great resources for sort of overcoming those challenges. But totally, once you get past those, and when you weigh those against the benefits, some of the ones we've been talking about, we'd love to hear. What
What do you have? What
benefits
do you think?
you guys have encountered?
Exactly. What are some of the advantages you've found from working from home, working remotely, working from anywhere? There are a bunch of people on here. Hello. I can't read the names, but hello everyone who's joining us. Right?
Yeah, and so anyways, once you get past that, I think when you weigh the two against each other, the benefits substantially outweigh some of the negative aspects of it.
It's
right?
so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And being on your own schedule, being able to control your day as you see fit, right? Maybe if you're, maybe, so I've been looking at some different like strategies for scheduling your week. And some of what's being recommended right now is like having a designated day for different things. So maybe Monday is your video call day. Like Monday is your day for touching base with your team.
Right.
Tuesday is your day for, I don't know, if you're a YouTuber, maybe creating your thumbnails. Wednesday is your day for like filming or planning out, I don't know, meetings for the next week. So making it so that you're not, because the whole idea behind this way of scheduling your week is to prevent multitasking. Because when we're multitasking, humans are not effective at multitasking, meaning we can't multitask. As much as we like to convince ourselves.
We all think we can. We all think we're great multitaskers, but
the
data doesn't bear that out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's really important to kind of remember that so that when we are planning our day, even our week, thinking about maybe how can you block it so that you do one day for this, another day for that, third day for, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I've been playing around with because I want to see how that would, I like trying out new strategies and things.
Yeah, and when you're at home, you have a little more autonomy to structure your day in that way, right? You've eliminated the commute, so that's an extra pocket of time that you can use to sort of reconfigure things. I personally love to eat dinner early, and I know you
me
do too,
too,
right? So
yeah.
we eat early dinners.
Yeah.
And when you're working from home, that's much easier, right? You can we eat 5 p.m., sometimes earlier.
I mean, sometimes I finish my food at like 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's weird. But we like early dinners because then with an early dinner, you give your gut some rest before you go to sleep. And the more time you have between your last meal and when you go to sleep, the better your body can fall into deep sleep.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of sleep research. But in any event,
that's for another video, another time. Maybe for the other channel that we have, we can talk about
exactly. So in any event, the point is when you start to get these extra pockets of time because of no commute and other efficiencies with working from home, you can start to build in your routine into your workday.
Yeah.
And then just work a little bit afterwards. So we typically have a very early dinner. Yeah. And then we'll do a little bit of work after that. And I get just as much done. In fact, I would say I get more done that way because
you break
give
it
yourself,
up.
Exactly.
You give
yourself
some breaks
a break
that you have to take. Yeah. Also, like from a creative standpoint, I find that I'm more creative in the evening hours. And, if there wasn't so much research supporting getting enough sleep and going to bed early, like I remember in my 20s, I would be working well throughout the evening, having very late nights, sometimes all-nighters, just because that was like my creative time. I'm not saying you should do that.
Those artists.
Yeah. But, now shifting to a more like daytime schedule where I front load that stuff. Mm-hmm. I still leave some room at the end of the day, right? Between, let's say, 5 and 7, maybe 4 and 7 to be creative. So basically, you can play around with creative times. Like, think about what time of day you are most productive. So we've talked before about auditing your day. And when you're not in an office, when you're home or wherever you're working from, you can actually play around with that. You can see when you're most productive and then take advantage of that time. Make sure that you treat that time as sacred. You're no scheduled phone calls. You're not scheduling phone calls. You're not scheduling any video chats. You're not, doing anything else but the work that you need to do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, using that as an opportunity to determine where you're most
productive.
Yeah, most productive.
Because for everyone,
really
it's different.
Idea.
Like you are very creative in the morning, right? You love to do your writing.
I basically roll out of bed, pound a liter of water, and go straight to the computer and start typing.
Yeah.
And start writing. And that's, for me, that's the best time. That's where I have the most flow and the fewest distractions. Yeah. To get out my content. And for you,
not for me. For
you
me,
you like a more sort of measured and
the morning might be when
meditative morning.
More meditative. I'll like to drink my first cup of cacao. I'll sort of look at what I need to do. I'll maybe do something a little bit creative, but not like fully creative. So maybe some editing, maybe some like coming up with some ideas. But it's a little bit different, right? My writing and other stuff that's creative will be probably later on in the day.
Right. That's the beauty of a work from home setup is that you have, like, you can have your system. Yeah. I have my system. Yeah. We're not conforming.
Sometimes they overlap. Sometimes they don't, and that's okay.
You don't have to conform. Oh, another thing that I do love is that I love to get some work done and then do my workout.
Yeah, same.
Right?
Right. Do something before working out.
Exactly.
Because I need time to like wake up. My body needs to like, I have to say hello to my muscles and all of that stuff, right?
Right. And so when you're working from home, you can do your exercise in your house. Yeah. Even if it's in a tiny little space. And that's another way to break up the day. So you can build in these beneficial sort of natural breaks in the day. And they're beneficial for multiple reasons. One is that it gives your brain a rest. Yeah. And then, of course, the second is, if it's something like exercise, that's giving you, the benefits of exercise. And if it's a meal, that's sort of revitalizing your body and giving it the nutrients it needs.
I also like being able to like chat with you about different things. Like if we've maybe, read an interesting article or we came up with a great idea for Explearning or something, we like to have those meetings. So we'll
Totally.
say, do you have 5 minutes for a meeting? Do you? Sure. Oh, no, I'm not ready yet, but maybe in 10 minutes. So we like check in with each other and have that too. So
Yeah, and that's
You
a really
know.
good point. I mean, and you could be living alone at the moment, but you have the freedom to phone in a friend,
Yeah.
right? And you
or a
guys can
colleague,
work,
you
or,
can,
or a colleague.
G-chat a colleague. And
But working alongside your friends virtually
Yeah.
is also a great way to sort of keep things social,
Exactly.
even when you're at home by yourself.
just to remember that there's a human there, or virtually there's a human that you can access,
Yeah,
or maybe next door, maybe a neighbor, maybe
Exactly.
a colleague who lives 2 blocks from you. I don't know. I'm just
and you can
coming up
imagine
with some
that would be
ideas.
impossible in an office setting, or much more difficult.
Yeah.
Because everyone, you don't want to listen to your colleague talking to their friend all day, or
True.
right?
Right. Yeah, that's disruptive.
It's disruptive.
Yeah.
But at home, you can do it, provided that you're staying productive.
Yeah.
And not bother anyone. So
Yeah, and like to have an impromptu video chat where you don't have to put your headphones in. You can just sort of like walk around with
Yep.
your video chat.
totally.
So those are all, some of the benefits that we feel like we love.
I mean, there are tons,
There's
and
so many.
again, we'd love to hear what benefits you've encountered. I'm sure there are many, and I'm sure as this continues, we'll come across even more. And what's also cool is as this continues, the products available to us are going to become better and better suited to working from home, right?
Yeah.
So it only gets better as this becomes more standard. And look, offices are great too, and you can be super, super productive in offices. This isn't like
Bashing
a rant
the
against
office. No, of
offices.
course not. Of course
They're
not.
great. It's just that, it's always good to make the best of the situation you're in. And when it comes to working from home, I think there's a lot of upside
Definitely.
that we can look to and celebrate
Yeah.
and appreciate while we're in this situation.
Exactly,
Right? So, and in the future, right? It's something to consider long term.
For sure, yeah.
When you have the option.
And if you can be as productive as you can when your company is mandating that employees work remotely, then maybe when it comes time to have this hybrid, the reintroduction of the going back to the office, if that happens, when that happens, who knows, then you might be able to negotiate a couple of days working from home.
Yeah,
You know what?
absolutely.
One more thing I want to say.
Say it.
You don't have to be tied to a certain geography.
That's a big one.
one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Because I was thinking,
We totally overlooked that.
yeah,
See, this is why we need you guys to help us.
I know. Well, because we have a lot of friends who, they're moving out of cities.
Yeah.
They're starting to move more suburban. They're starting to move to places where there's more space, where they can have a home office.
Or green.
Or there's more green or more blue if you're closer to an ocean or a sea or the mountains or the whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or if you want to be in a city, you can choose what city that is. You might be working in, in New York, but maybe you rather move to Chicago, right?
Or you have more freedom to where you are in the city,
Yeah,
right? Because
that
a place
too.
like New York, there's expensive areas and
Right.
inexpensive areas.
Yeah.
But if your office is near the expensive area,
Yeah,
you kind of feel like you have to be in that expensive area.
Right.
If you work from home, you can be anywhere.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a really big one, too.
Totally.
right?
Can't overlook that. So again, tons of advantages, and those should be celebrated. You guys should totally let us know what's worth celebrating on your side.
Yeah,
because-
let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We love hearing from you. This is a wonderful community that is building and growing. And so we love when we have input from all of you folks out there too.
Yep. So hopefully this was uplifting. Maybe
Yeah.
gave you some ideas for your work from home setup. And we love it. And we're probably going to continue to do it
Yeah,
for the foreseeable future.
exactly.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes?
We have a great course
Oh, yeah. Very related to this.
about remote work and how to work from everywhere and how to optimize, how to overcome those challenges of working remotely. because there's a lot to be said for that transition period.
Very
right?
collaboration focused and very
Actionable.
productivity focused.
Yeah, and we have a lot of actionable strategies for all of you. So I will link it below, and I believe if you sign up with that link, you get 2 months of premium, access for free.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool because there's tons of courses, right? So, and if you do that, we do appreciate if you leave us a review. That helps us a lot.
Yes, it does.
And there's more web courses coming, so be on
Stay
the
tuned.
lookout and stay tuned. That's
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you next time.
Happy Explearning, everyone.